Welcome to the new episode of All That Jazz. I'm your host Matjaž, and I have with me Janneke Hellebrekers. I love that last name. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you. Very nice to be here.
And also, we might have some dogs joining the podcast as well at some point. We'll see. So, I found you on no on YouTube, sorry, on Facebook, and you are a Kundalini teacher among other things. So let's start there because I find Kundalini Yoga to be very fascinating because it deals with Kundalini, which is mysterious energy, let's say. It's very important energy. And yeah, so let's go back to how you started going into Kundalini Yoga.
Well, at one point, I had a sort of a burnout from work, and
Mm.
I had so much stress and anxiety. I couldn't be more, like I couldn't relax anymore, and I started meditating and doing yoga at home. And then my first yoga class was a Kundalini yoga class, and I was like, "This is exactly what I'm already doing at home. All the combinations together." And I felt so relaxed inside myself and so happy. I went home with such a smile. And then after my work trouble and whatever I was like dealing with, it couldn't make me so. I was not so involved in it anymore. I was more like detached. I
Yeah.
could see it from a bit like a much more relaxed space. And I think for the first time I felt my own energy, and I felt very peaceful inside myself. And I really think that it could benefit and help a lot of people as well.
Yeah. I think I noticed that as well. Whenever I did it, I felt like I kind of mental high for like 3 hours after. It's like everything was right. Like, whatever's happening, like your mind is just like chill and everything's good. It's
Yeah,
hard
you
to.
feel very balanced and very
Yeah.
centered, but also very strengthened because you did quite some physical exercises as well.
Mm. I'm not surprised that it was quite popular or is popular in Hollywood. A lot of actors apparently practice Kundalini Yoga uh, to help them stay balanced, I think.
Yeah, well, there was one guy from India, Yogi Bhajan. He brought it into the West, and he started there. He started in America. So in America, there are a lot of them, a lot of yogis there.
Mm.
And but he was at one point also a bit compromised.
Oh, he
But
was?
yeah, yeah. But it's like with almost all the gurus. But it's the technology that works. It's like you have a set for this organ, you have a set for this chakra, you have a meditation to become calm, you have a set to release your inner anger, you have a like it's always like for a certain goal, and people can work on of course they can have the sets that they get, but they can work also on certain things that they need to work on, meditation for release the fear of the future, and the most ones I really like are the ones that are really calming.
Yeah, yeah. Well, what happened to the main teacher? Did he succumb to a temptation of power or sex or something like that?
I think all of it. It was sex, drugs. Yeah, it was. Yeah, someone
Mm.
wrote a book, but about it, and there were like women also coming forward, and
Oh, yeah.
but yeah, so it's a whole mix up. But it's uh, and also a lot of things that were compromised if it's like yeah, if some mantras or some exercises, but it's I know how I feel after I did it, so it's more like, and I'm not there to glorify any person anyway, so it's like it's more the technology that works.
Right.
Mhm.
So you're not worshiping the teacher. You're just saying this is the technology that works for me, and I'm just using that. I'm not worshiping the teacher, right?
Yeah, and I think that is not from this age anymore. Like you don't put someone above you. Everybody is equal. Everybody, and guru means you go from dark to light. It's the everybody goes from dark to light, and everybody has their own guru inside them. Because when you still that monkey mind, you still your mind. You know which steps you need to take. You know what choices you need to make. Only you're sometimes not conscious of it. But the more
Right,
you
right.
are, better you make. better choices.
Well, if you're not conscious of it, then you don't know yet.
No.
Right?
No.
And I think the word guru has been throughout the years has been misused, and a lot of people that aren't gurus pretending to be gurus, especially in India, which has become in some ways an industry of false gurus and things like that. So yeah, I think people need to be careful not to put the people on a pedestal and kind of use their common sense too, right?
Yeah, and that you have a lot of knowledge inside yourself, but you first need to um, um, access that and
Mm.
know how to access that. And yoga and meditation in any form will help to that as well.
Mm. Well, let's talk about Kundalini. Kundalini is something that I've talked about on this podcast before with somebody, and it's a very interesting energy. So for those that don't know, what would you say Kundalini is?
It's the energy coiled up in your spine, and the more awareness you have, the more the energy goes up. So first you have like you live in your first three chakras, you have like in fight, flight, freeze mode. You're more like what you need, like your food, like the normal basic things you need for living. But
Yes.
the more you cultivate yourself, more like in your body and more awareness and more consciousness, then the energy goes up. And with this yoga really takes the energy up. So you go from the lower chakras, you go more up. So first you go more into your heart. You feel much more love and you feel much more compassion for yourself and others. And then you also want to help others more and more. You're out of that survival mode. You're more about like sharing love with who you want to share love with.
Mm-hmm.
And then it goes even higher, like the throat chakra, that you can speak your truth everywhere. You can just be yourself, and a lot of people have blockages there as well. And then you go up, like then you go in the sixth sense, like the sixth chakra, the third eye. You see through the things that are in this world that are different than you thought. And then you see also through your story, instead of like you see all the lessons and all the learnings do you have. And then the seven chakras, if you have your crown open, you have much more ideas coming to you. You have much more information coming to you. You're more open to look to higher consciousness. And so the more you have that energy up, the more you are like you become more and more your full potential, and you come more and more in your strength. And what you really come here to do here in this world, instead of just doing your normal job and paying your bills and consuming. You're more you become a creator, and you are
Mm-hmm.
consciously and you have much more energy. You feel much more lighter. You're not so much in fear or in anger. You're much more in joy and love. And that's just actually possible if you like cultivate that energy more, get that energy more up.
That's awesome. So I guess you cultivate that energy with Kundalini Yoga, or
Yeah, but also from the yeah, I have some dogs running around, and but I see that my camera stopped, but still
no,
you
no,
can
no.
hear
It's
me.
it's
So
going, it's going.
oh
It's
yeah, that's
fine.
just at my side it stopped, so it's okay. Um, the it's also you have Osho also has a lot of meditations, and also Kundalini
Did you say
meditations.
Osho?
Yeah,
I
and
I would consider him a fallen guru as well.
yeah, but also his techniques are. I did also some of his techniques, and they were also amazing. So
Okay.
and I did also quite some tantra where they use also the Osho techniques, and that was also a lot of dancing, but also a lot of shaking. And with shaking, you get a lot of trauma out of the body. So there are a lot of numerous ways to really get that energy going. And and I think Kundalini Yoga is one of also very fast one.
Hmm.
They say like 20 years Hatha Yoga is the same as Kundalini Yoga, 1 year. Um,
Really? Wow.
yeah.
So wait, when you say 1 year, does that mean once a week or does that mean 5 days a week?
It depends on how often you do it. It's for everybody different.
Yeah,
But
but it's
with
not the
the
same.
Kundalini Yoga,
Is it the same though if you do it once a week or five times a week? Surely it's not the same.
it's surely different, but you have that awareness anyway,
Right.
that awakening from the consciousness anyway. Um, but because a lot of times when you just start with the Kundalini Yoga, they say always do 40 days the same set, and then you
Oh,
cultivate that habit as well. So I did a lot of times, like for a long time, yeah, a lot of times daily, and yoga, and I do it also almost every day. And it's yeah, it helps me to stay quite sane in a crazy, insane world in this moment.
right. Yeah, it's seemingly getting crazier, seemingly, but I don't think it is. It's just like all the BS is coming to the surface, as it were. Okay, let's. So, how do people know if their Kundalini is being awakened or where their primary chakra is or whatever, where it's stuck? Let's say.
Well, it's like you if you're like not feeling that safe in your body and in the world, then it's a lot of times you have a blockage on your first chakra. And it's
Mm,
like a lot of fear. That's the first chakra. The second chakra is if you have like problem with like sexuality, creativity, then it's like blockage in the second chakra. Third chakra is like your navel, and that is like if you can't express yourself very well. It's like also too much anger,
mm-hmm.
um, and not being in your own power in your own center. And then you have a blockage there. For your heart chakra, if you don't like um, really feel love for others and yourself, if you don't like, yeah, you know that if you like acceptance of yourself and what you want to share with people, if your heart is blocked. And then your throat also, when you're like with some people you can tell everything, and with other people you can't, and you limit yourself in
Yeah.
that way. And then you know that you have a blockage in throat chakra. And in your third eye, it's like when you see your story from victimhood or from sadness, and you don't see why everything exactly needed to happen,
Oh,
but also
wow.
discernment in the world. It's also about discernment in the world. Like you see, people see through the BS. That's why they put fluoride in the toothpaste, because people can't. Then it blocks the third eye, and
Really?
they,
Wow.
yeah. That's why there's quite some and to open the third eye, you see more through it. So the less people are opening that, the more they see the reality, how actually the world is. And that's why more and more people now are more waking up, because of the what you said for the bullshit corona. But more and more
Yeah.
the consciousness is also rising. So more people see through it. They have like the third eye open, and and um, and they, when they have a blocked crown chakra, they don't get messages of information, or it's called inspiration
Yeah.
for a reason, because you were really inspired by the information and the creativity and the ideas that you have. And then if you don't have that, then it's like you blocked your seventh chakra.
Wow. So you're saying that fluoride in certain things that you ingest, or maybe even the vaccine, this is gonna get controversial. Maybe even the vaccine may block certain things in you spiritually.
Yeah, some people say it blocks the heart chakra and the crown chakra. And other people say it has chemicals in it that block like fertility and
Oh yeah, I've heard that. I've heard
yeah.
some women report that they stopped getting their period after getting the jab, as it were. But I don't know. I think I'm more concerned with the fact that there has not been any like long-term studies with this. You know what I mean? It's like people don't know the effects this is gonna have long term. So you're also taking a risk by taking the vaccine, I think.
I think we will hear more sickness and deaths for after the vaccine than with the virus. But that is not more. It's information that will come out maybe later. I hear more and more those stories. But I feel anyway that I would not want to have anything else outside my body to put in my body from big pharma that makes money from it. And you have a healthy immune system. You can have that in your own hands. You can really eat healthier and exercise. And I think that is really also what is the problem. The people don't take the responsibility of their own health in their own hands.
Right. So they're just relying on the vaccine and something's gonna save me and that's all I need. But in reality, we are more responsible for our health than we think.
Yeah, if you're still going to drink the Coca-Cola and go to the McDonald's, it's still not going to be very beneficial for your health. So it's, yeah.
Okay, so now we're touching upon, so you're also diet-wise, you're very strict about that because you're vegan or raw vegan, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't, I don't want to label myself like as this or that, but I eat mostly raw and eat mostly fruits. And I make exceptions. So I only sometimes when I have events, I will eat cooked food. But I
No
eat most
burgers,
possible.
McDonald's, no McDonald's.
No, that I don't eat for more than 10 years, not anymore. No, I can send you some information about that you don't want to know what's in there.
Right.
But that doesn't feel right. I want that's why I also live off grid in the middle of nowhere in Portugal, because I want to have the vegetables and the fruits from my own garden. And I know how much energy you get from just plucking the fruit from the tree and eating it, how that feels. And I think we are, as a human species, are so far away from nature, and what we're eating is not that good also for, like, a lot of times we can't even digest very well what we're eating.
Right.
And we don't even know it.
And a lot of times we actually eat too much. I try to have at least I've gotten into a habit of doing one day a week where at least like 24 hours I just drink water. Sometimes tea as well, but it's kind of a water fast. And
And
would you
that's the
say,
healthiest.
yeah, would you say that's the healthiest diet for in a way?
Yeah, that is the healthiest thing you can do, like once in a while, just
Mhm.
a reset of your body, a 1 day fasting. I did like one time 3 days and one time 8 days, and there are people that do it much longer, and there are also water fast clinics. But it's because your body is not the energy doesn't go to the digestion. The energy goes to healing the body. So you feel very high almost, but sometimes also some emotions come up to be processed in those
Right.
days. And not always everybody, if you're not eating that healthy, can do a water fast like that, because it can, like, some physical problems or some mental problems can come up, or like emotional things can come up. And so it's also but it's one of the healthiest things you can do for your body. And but yeah, there's so many layers and so many choices you can make to eat healthier.
Mm-hmm.
And some people say, like, yeah, but I feel good, I don't need it now. Well, I know how I feel right now after I did a lot of detoxing, like juice fasting, water fasting, eating raw. Yeah, I know I feel much lighter than I ever did in my whole life. So
Mm-hmm.
I know it works.
You're not talking about lighter as weight. You're talking about also the emotional component, like being.
Both, yeah,
Yeah,
both.
both. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I was also much bigger in weight as well.
Oh wow. Okay,
Uh,
okay.
so yeah, so both. And I think also when because we have like lots of emotional issues also
Mm.
with eating, also addictions. And the more but it's like yeah, we can have we can feel much lighter in ourselves as well. And I also think like if you detox more and you get that the gut health also more healthier, because the flora and fauna in our guts have a direct correlation with our brain. So if that is not healthy, you're like a lot of times you can be depressed, so you can be not such a feeling not such a good, but it can be because of if your gut is not the
Right.
flora is not good.
So if you feel kind of foggy, then try to do like well, what happens to me when I do a fast is sometimes I have a headache. That's the only thing that happens. Sometimes I have a headache within like when I go past 15 or 18 hours or whatever. Sometimes I have a headache, but that's about the only thing that happens for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also in the morning, it's good to drink water with lemon. It's also, if you have headache or don't want a bit more clear head, that's also good to do.
When you're on fast or just in general?
Just in general, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just started that actually. I never used to do this, but now I have a jar with lemon.
Mm-hmm.
I just love that because the water tastes so much better. It's a small thing, just a little bit of lemon, and you put it in there, and it's like so much better. Um, okay, so you do also energy healing as well, which is I've had a lot of healers on the podcast, and so did you train in any kind of modality for energy healing?
Yeah, I did courses for like Ankh healing, and
Mm-hmm.
Ankh healing is an Egyptian symbol that they had in the past. The priests helped priests and priestesses helped people heal then, and I used that device. It's like metal, uh,
Do
like
you
10
have it with you
centimeters or
now?
something. Yeah, I have to. I can take it. It's with
Okay.
me. Yeah.
There we go.
I can let you see
Because
it, and it's
I
like.
like this symbol. It's very interesting.
Yeah, some people feel the power also when they just see it. So,
Yeah.
and
It kind
it's
of reminds me of well, it is an ancient religion basically, right? In a way.
well, it's like it's a symbol for life energy. It's like
Mm.
a person with life, and it's if we have like more the energy of the what you said, the Kundalini flowing through us, you feel much more alive, you feel much more happy, you feel much more lighter and joyful. And that's what I do with the yoga. I get the Kundalini rising, but also with this, I take away with the pendant and this, take away emotions that are stuck in the body. And there's a lot of times people don't even know what they're still carrying. Like even though something happens, they they're not present with how they're feeling exactly. So there's
Yeah.
like their body stores it. So the body is so intelligent. So even you don't even know that you have that in you. The body is still, the remembrance is still in the body. So this like I take away like emotions, traumas from this life and previous lives.
Oh, from
Um,
previous.
uh,
Wow. So this is
yeah.
you just put it there and then you feel what the other person has.
No, I don't have to feel it. I don't have to feel it because the pendant says what it is. The pendant says like this is from when you were young. This was something happened with your father or your mom. I know. Come, Daddy. So sorry. I think something happened with my. I think he had a fight with one of the cats, but it will be okay.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
come out from the other side. So and uh, and it can go from the other side, but it's okay.
Wait, can I see the
And
dog? Can we see
yeah,
the
yeah, I can. Doggy,
dog? You know the
I
show.
have,
It won't be the
I
first
have,
time.
yeah, I have two dogs. One I saved from a leash in
Oh, there we
Portugal
go.
from a quinta, and this one is for a dog, for a friend. So I have this one for two
There we
months
go.
until she comes. So
Puppy
it's
boy.
but it's like a podengo. It's like a Portuguese one. And I
Yeah.
have another one who was on a leash at a quinta, and I like rescued that one. And I never saw such a happy, excited doggy on a leash, and I liked it so much. And now it's even more happier. So, hiya. So So, and then my friend liked the race so much, so now I have a little puppy also from the same one.
Oh,